My fingers went numb. That's my down payment, in backsplash and gold faucets. I'm Nora, and 2 weeks ago, I had $87,000 in my savings account. Today, I'm staring at my phone, trying to make sense of my sister's Instagram post showing off her brand new luxury apartment, the one my parents supposedly helped her buy. The same parents who called me crying about storm damage to their house. The same parents who swore they needed my savings for emergency repairs. The same parents who promised to pay me back as soon as the insurance claim went through. It started with a phone call. My mother's voice cracked as she spoke. "Honey, I hate to ask this, but we need your help. The storm, it's bad. Water everywhere. The insurance company is dragging their feet and we can't wait." I was at work, spreadsheets open on my monitor, when she called. "How bad is it, Mom?" "The roof is compromised. There's structural damage. Your father's beside himself. We need to start repairs immediately, or we could lose everything." I closed my eyes, remembering all the times they'd helped me. College textbooks when my scholarship didn't cover them. Gas money during my first internship. The used car they'd co-signed for. "How much do you need?" Her pause should have been my first warning. "All of it, sweetheart. We'll pay you back as soon as the insurance comes through. You know we're good for it." I pulled up my banking app. The number I'd worked so hard for stared back at me. 87,432.19. 5 years of overtime, packed lunches, and saying no to vacations with friends. That's everything I have, Mum. My house down payment. "I know, baby. I wouldn't ask if it wasn't an emergency. You can rebuild your savings. We could lose our home." I transferred the money. My hands shook as I typed in the amount. "Got it," she said moments later. "Oh, thank you, honey. You're always our responsible one. We're so blessed to have you." That was 13 days ago. I hadn't heard much since, except a few vague texts about contractors and permits. I'd driven by their house twice, seeing no signs of construction or damage. Then today, Sienna's post appeared. "Dreams do come true. Thank you, Mom and Dad, for helping me start my next chapter. Just luxury, living, just blessed." The photo showed her twirling in a massive open-concept kitchen, marble countertops, floor-to-ceiling windows, a view of downtown that had to cost a fortune. My phone buzzed. Isabel, my best friend, texting, "Did you see Sienna's post? Thought your parents were broke from storm damage?" I called her immediately. "This can't be what I think it is," I said when she picked up. "Girl, those appliances alone look like they cost more than my car. When did your parents have money for this?" "They didn't." My voice sounded hollow. "They used my savings. My house down payment." "What? No way! They wouldn't—" "Remember that emergency they called about? The storm damage?" "Yeah?" I'm looking at their house on Google Street View right now. Updated this morning. Not a shingle out of place. Silence on the line. "Nora," Isabel finally said, "you need to call them right now." I hung up and dialed my mother, straight to voicemail. Then my father, same thing. Finally, I texted Sienna. "Congratulations on the new place. Looks expensive." 3 dots appeared immediately. "Thanks, sis. Mom and Dad are the best, right? You should come see it. The guest room is almost as big as your apartment." My apartment. The one I'd been planning to leave behind once I had enough saved for a house. The future I'd been working towards since graduation. Another text from Sienna. "BTW, did you see my TikTok tour? Already at 50k views, the blessed life." I opened my banking app again, staring at the transfer receipt. The money had gone to a joint account, one I'd never known existed, with both my parents' names and Sienna's on it. My phone buzzed one more time. A text from Mum. "Honey, we were going to tell you. Sometimes parents have to make hard choices. Sienna really needed this break. You're so good at saving. You'll bounce back in no time. Love you. I felt something shift inside me, something final and cold. Opening my laptop, I created a new folder, named it Receipts. Then I started making calls. The insurance company put me on hold for the third time. Music played while I paced my apartment, phone pressed to my ear, stomach churning with each passing minute. Thank you for your patience, a male voice finally came through. This is Martin speaking. I understand you're inquiring about a storm damage claim. Yes, for my parents' property. I gave him the address. There should be a recent claim for structural and water damage. Let me check that for you. Keys clicked in the background. And you are? Nora. I'm listed as an authorised contact on their policy. More clicking. I'm showing no claims filed at this address in the past 14 months. The last claim was for fence damage in March of last year. My hand tightened around the phone. Nothing about roof damage, water damage from the storm 2 weeks ago. No storm damage claims at all. In fact, more clicking. We didn't have any major storm events reported in that zip code recently. Are you sure about the date? I sank onto my couch. Completely sure. After hanging up, I called Isabel. They lied, I said when she answered. No storm, no damage, no insurance claim, nothing. Those manipulative... Isabel took a breath. What are you going to do? Remember Tommy Martinez from high school? He works at First National now. The bank where your parents have their accounts? Yeah, we got coffee last week. He mentioned something interesting about digital signatures. Nora, they needed my signature to access my account. Even with my verbal authorization, there should have been documents. I never signed anything. I pulled up my banking app again, downloading every transaction from the past month. There it was, a digital signature authorizing the transfer. My signature. But I hadn't signed anything. They forged it, I said. They actually forged my signature. Holy shit, Isabel paused. You know what this reminds me of? Your high school graduation. The memory hit like a punch. I'd saved $3,000 from my part-time job for a used car. Mum had convinced me to loan it to them for Sienna's sweet 16 party. Just until payday, she'd said. Payday never came. Instead, I got a lecture about how sisters support each other. Or that time they cancelled our family trip to Florida, I said, because Sienna had a last-minute modelling opportunity, which turned out to be an Instagram collaboration worth $500, while they lost $2,000 in non-refundable deposits. But Sienna's career had to come first. My phone buzzed, a text from Sienna. Having a housewarming this weekend, bringing in some influencer friends. You should come, might help you network. I opened Instagram. Sienna's latest story showed her arranging flowers in her new kitchen. Caption: sometimes you just have to trust the universe has a plan. The universe. Right. Isabel, I said slowly, remember when you said I should start standing up for myself? Yeah, I think it's time. I opened my laptop. But first, I need to understand exactly what they did. I spent the next hour making calls. The bank, the insurance company again. I even called their mortgage company, posing as Sienna. It was scary how easily they believed me, given how similar our voices are. The picture got clearer with each call. My parents had used my savings as proof of income for a loan. They'd planned this for months. My phone lit up with a family group chat message. Mum, Sunday, dinner this week. Sienna's bringing pictures of the apartment decorating progress. Dad, can't wait to see what you've done with the place, princess. Sienna, wait till you see the wallpaper I chose. It was featured in Architectural Digest. I stared at the messages, remembering every Christmas where Sienna's pile of presents dwarfed mine. Every school event where Mum left early during my presentations, but sat through all 3 hours of Sienna's dance recitals. Every time Dad called her princess and me kiddo, my phone buzzed again. A private message from Mum. Honey, you're coming to dinner, right? Don't be difficult about Sienna's blessing. Family supports family. Family supports family. I opened my receipts folder and created new subfolders. Bank records, insurance calls, text messages, social media posts. Then I did something I'd never done before. I replied to Mum's message. Wouldn't miss it. After all, family supports family. I added a heart emoji, just like Sienna would. Opening my banking app one last time, I noticed something I'd missed before. The joint account my money had gone to, it had been created 3 months ago. They'd been planning this all along. I saved the screenshot and smiled. Sunday dinner was going to be interesting. You need to hear this, I told Isabel, pressing play on my phone's voice recorder. Mum's voice filled my living room. Of course, we love both our girls equally, but sometimes sacrifices need to be made between sisters. Sienna's at a crucial point in her career. These opportunities don't come twice. I'd recorded our phone conversation that morning, making sure to ask all the right questions. Innocent ones, concerned daughter ones. Holy shit, Isabel whispered. She actually said that about sacrifices. Wait for it. I fast-forwarded slightly. Mum again. Besides, you've always been so good with money, honey. So responsible. Sienna needs more guidance. This apartment will help her build her brand. It's an investment in her future. And my future? I'd asked, Mum. Oh, you'll be fine. You always are. I stopped the recording. Isabel sat there, mouth open. That's not even the best part, I said, opening my laptop. Look what I found in my email archives. I pulled up an email thread from 3 months ago. Mum asking casual questions about my savings, how much I had, where I banked, all under the guise of financial planning advice. They were gathering intel, Isabel said, setting this up. My phone buzzed. A text from my cousin Zoe. Hey, you okay? Saw Sienna's apartment posts? Thought your parents were having money troubles? I called her immediately. Zoe, what have you heard? Well, she hesitated. Aunt Erin's been telling everyone about this amazing investment opportunity they found for Sienna. Something about getting in early on luxury real estate? My laugh came out harsh. Did she mention where the investment money came from? No, but Nora, what's going on? I told her everything. The storm lie, the forged signature, the months of planning. That's theft, Zoe said finally. Like, actual theft. I know. I opened another folder on my laptop. That's why I'm documenting everything. What are you going to do? Right now, I'm going to their Sunday dinner. I'm going to smile, and I'm going to record every single word. After hanging up, I checked Instagram. Sienna had posted another tour video. Living my best life. Remember, you attract what you manifest. The comments were flowing in. Goals. Your parents are amazing. Such a blessing. I screenshot everything, adding it to my growing collection. Then I noticed something in the background of her video, a familiar piece of artwork. Is that... I zoomed in. Isabel, remember that painting I bought at the charity auction last year? The one that was supposed to be your first piece of home decor. Mom borrowed it 2 months ago, said she was getting it reframed as a surprise. There it was, hanging in Sienna's entryway. My phone buzzed again. A message from Seth, Sienna's boyfriend. Hey, Nora, weird question. Did you really give Sienna and your parents permission to use your savings? She's telling everyone it was a gift. I sat up straighter. Screenshot that, Isabel said immediately. I did, then replied carefully. Interesting. What else has she been saying? That you were happy to help, that you didn't need the money since your Basically a workaholic with no life anyway. My hand shook as I added his messages to my evidence folder. You know what's crazy? I told Isabel. Part of me still wants to believe there's an explanation, that maybe they'll wake up tomorrow and realize what they did. That's because you're not like them, she said. You actually have a conscience. I opened my email, finding another thread. This one from 6 months ago. Mum asking if I could add her as a secondary user on my banking app. Just in case of emergencies, honey. I'd said no then. Now I knew why she'd asked. My phone lit up with a family group chat. Mum, Sunday, dinner menu planning. Sienna, honey, any requests? Sienna, can we do that pasta dish from the restaurant? You know, the expensive one? Dad, anything for our princess. Me, need me to bring anything? Mum, just your smile, honey. And maybe that nice bottle of wine you've been saving? The wine I'd bought to celebrate my future house purchase. I added the chat screenshots to a new folder labelled Sunday Dinner. Then I created one final folder, Judgment Day, because that's what this was building to. Every screenshot, every recording, every piece of evidence, it was all kindling for a fire that would burn their perfect family facade to the ground. I just needed the right moment to light the match. I need this call recorded for quality assurance purposes, I told Martin at the insurance company. Is that okay? Of course, he replied. As I confirmed in our previous call, there have been no claims filed for that address this year. No storm damage reports in that area either. And if there had been structural damage, as the homeowners claimed, that would require immediate documentation. Photos, contractor estimates, emergency services calls. We have nothing on file. I saved the recording, then opened Instagram. Time to lay another trap. Financial tip of the day, I posted. Always document major transactions. Screenshots are forever. Personal finance should save smartly. Within minutes, Sienna commented, Some of us prefer living in the moment, sis. Can't take it with you. YOLO. Perfect. Screenshot. Added to the folder. My phone rang. Mum. Honey, about Sunday dinner, she said. Could you come early? Help me set up? Sure, I said, hitting record. How are the house repairs going? A pause. Oh, you know, these things take time. Contractors are so slow these days. Must be expensive. Good thing you have that insurance claim. Another pause. Longer. Yes, well, we're managing. The important thing is we're all taken care of. Both our girls. Both of us. Right. I kept my voice neutral. Speaking of which, how's Sienna settling in? Oh, she's thriving. Such a good investment. Sometimes parents have to make hard choices, you know. We just wanted both our girls to have something. I let her words hang there. Both girls. Something. After hanging up, I called the mortgage company again. This time, I didn't pretend to be Sienna. Hi, I'm calling about a recent refinancing application. My parents used my savings as proof of gift income. I need to verify some details. Let me check that for you. Keys clicked. Yes, I see the application here. They submitted documentation showing an $87,000 gift contribution. Would you like a copy of the paperwork? Yes, please. Email it to me. Minutes later, I stared at my screen. There it was. Another forged signature, dated 3 weeks before the storm emergency. My phone buzzed. A text from Seth. Hey, weird question. Did you really tell Sienna she could sell that painting in your parents' house? The one from the charity auction? I sat up straighter. What do you mean? She's listing it online. Says you gave it to her as a housewarming gift. I checked the marketplace he mentioned. There it was, my $2,000 painting listed for $4,500 euros. Authentic gallery piece, perfect statement art. Screenshot. Save. Another piece of evidence. Isabel called while I was still fuming. You need to see Sienna's latest TikTok, she said. I pulled it up. Sienna giving a tour of her closet. When your parents believe in your dreams. Sorry, not sorry to all the haters saying I'm spoiled. The comments were brutal. Must be nice to have rich parents. Meanwhile, I'm drowning in student loans. Share your parents' secrets. Sienna's reply to every criticism. Good things come to those who manifest abundance. I downloaded the video, added it to the folder. Then I did something calculated. I commented, so blessed to have parents who understand the importance of investing in their children's futures. Sienna hearted it immediately. Mum commented, our girls mean everything to us. Screenshots, save. My phone rang again. Zoe. You should know, she said. Aunt Erin is telling people you're jealous of Sienna's success, that you're spreading negative energy about the apartment. Is she now? I opened my laptop. What exactly is she saying? That you're bitter because you waste money on savings instead of living life, that you gave them the money willingly, but now you're having regrets. Interesting. Mind sending me screenshots of any messages where she says that? Already done. Check your email. I opened the email. 5 screenshots of Mum's messages to various family members, each one painting me as the jealous, bitter sister. Save. File. Another brick in the wall. My phone lit up with a final text for the night. From Dad. Princess, your mother's worried you might be upset about Sienna's blessing. Remember, family comes first. We're all in this together. I stared at those words. Family comes first. Opening my banking app, I downloaded one last document. Proof that my parents had already refinanced their house using my gift as collateral. They'd leveraged my stolen savings to take out even more loans. This wasn't just theft anymore. This was financial fraud. And Sunday dinner was only 3 days away. Saturday morning, I called Sienna, time to set the final trap. Hey sis, her voice dripped honey. Coming to my housewarming next week? Actually, I wanted to ask you something. I hit record. About the money Mum and Dad gave you for the apartment. Oh, they told you? Isn't it amazing how the universe provides? So you knew it was my savings? A pause. I mean, Mom said you had extra? That you gave it willingly? Her voice went higher. I thought you were okay with it. Did you know about the storm damage story they told me? What storm damage? Then quickly, oh, right, the storm. Look, I'm not really involved in Mum and Dad's financial stuff. Screenshot of the call log. Save. Next, I called Dad at work. Princess, everything okay? Just wondering about the house repairs, I said casually. When are the contractors starting? Oh, papers shuffled in the background. Your mother handles all that. Because the insurance company has no record of any claim. Silence. Dad? Listen, Princess, sometimes parents have to make difficult decisions. Sienna needed my entire savings? You've always been so strong, so independent. Sienna needs more support. I let him talk, recording every word, every justification, every excuse. After hanging up, I opened my email and created a new account, legalnotice@edgemail.com. Then I drafted a message. Dear Mr. and Mrs. Newman, this office represents financial institutions investigating potentially fraudulent transactions. We require documentation regarding the $87,000 transfer dated date, including proof of consent and intended purpose. Failure to provide adequate documentation may result in an audit. Regards, William Parker, Esquire. I sent it to both their emails. 20 minutes later, Mum called in a panic. Nora, have you seen this email about the money? What email? From some lawyer about the gift you gave us. Gift? I kept my voice innocent. You mean the emergency storm repair money? Yes, well, that's not important right now. We need to talk about how to handle this. Handle what, Mum? The truth? Silence. Mum, don't be difficult, Nora. Family protects family. I ended the call and checked my messages. Sienna had sent a family group text. OMG, everyone! My apartment was featured on a luxury living blog. Link in bio. Mum. So proud of you, baby. See what happens when you follow your dreams. Dad. That's my princess. I clicked the link. There was my painting in the background, now credited as Designer Original Private Collection. I took screenshots of everything, then drafted another email from the fake lawyer account. Following up regarding documentation of funds transfer. Please note that claiming false emergency situations to obtain money may constitute fraud. Mum called again immediately. What do we do? She whispered. Should we get a lawyer? Why? I thought it was a gift. Nora, please. You know we only wanted to help Sienna, right? Like always. I hung up and opened my laptop, checking my Judgment Day folder. Everything was organised chronologically. Original storm damage calls, bank transfer documents with forged signatures, insurance company recordings, mortgage refinancing papers, social media posts, text messages, phone recordings, email threads, a complete timeline of their deception. My phone buzzed. A thank you card had arrived. I opened it. Dearest Sienna, your dreams have always been our dreams. We're so blessed to help you start this new chapter. Love, Mum and Dad. The date on the card? The same day they called me about the storm damage. They'd written her thank you card before they'd even stolen my money. I photographed the card, added it to the folder. Then I got a text from Seth. Nora, we need to talk. I found something in Sienna's emails about the money, about what they planned. Send it to me. Minutes later, I had it. An email chain between Sienna and Mum, planning the whole thing. Dated 4 months ago. Sienna. But what if she says no? Mum. Don't worry, baby. I have a plan. Your sister never says no when it's an emergency. Final piece of evidence. The smoking gun. Sunday dinner was tomorrow. I opened my closet and pulled out my old laptop bag. Inside was a small projector I'd borrowed from work. Ready for family movie night? I texted the group chat. Mum replied instantly. What movie, honey? Oh, just a little presentation I put together. About family. About trust. How sweet. Can't wait. I smiled at my screen. Neither could I. I arrived early for Sunday dinner, projector and laptop in my bag. Mum was in full hostess mode, arranging flowers in the dining room. Honey, perfect timing. Help me set the table? Actually, I said, pulling out the projector, let me set up my presentation first. Oh, right! Your little family movie. She beamed. Sienna's bringing her photographer friend to document the evening for her social media. Of course she was. I connected everything while Mum fluttered around the kitchen. The doorbell rang. Sienna arrived with Seth and her photographer in tow. Everyone's going to love this, Sienna squealed, posing for Candids. I'm thinking of starting a family lifestyle series on YouTube. More guests arrived. Aunt Linda, Uncle Rob, Cousin Zoe and her fiancé, Dad's business partner and his wife, all the people they'd bragged to about Sienna's blessing. Perfect. Dinner's ready, Mum called. Nora, honey, your presentation after dessert? Actually, I stood up, I think now's the perfect time, while everyone's here. I dimmed the lights and started the projector. The title slide appeared, What Family Means to Me. Oh, how sweet, Mum clasped her hands. The first slides were innocent enough. Family photos, holiday gatherings, Sienna's dance recitals, my graduation. Family means trust, I narrated. Family means having each other's backs. Appreciative murmurs around the table. Family means honesty. Click. The insurance company email appeared on screen. Like when there's storm damage to your house. Click. Martin's email confirmation. No claims filed. No storm damage reported. Mum's wine glass froze halfway to her lips. Click. Bank statements. The transfer. The forged signature. Or when parents need emergency funds. Click. The joint account creation date, 3 months before the emergency. Nora? Dad's voice held a warning. Click. Sienna's apartment listing. The purchase date. The mortgage documents using my gift as collateral. Or when sisters support each other. Click. The email chain between Mom and Sienna planning the theft. What is this? Aunt Linda whispered. Click. Mum's messages to relatives calling me bitter and jealous. Click. The thank you card to Sienna, dated before they'd even asked for my money. Nora, stop this, right now. Mum stood up, face flushed. Why? I thought family shares everything. Click. Screenshots of Sienna's social media posts. Isn't that what you've been sharing with everyone? How blessed we all are. I can explain, Sienna started. Click. The recording played. Sorry, not sorry to all the haters saying I'm spoiled. Explain what? I asked. How you and Mum planned this for months. How you forged my signature. How you stole my entire savings. Gasps around the table. Zoe's hand covered her mouth. It wasn't stealing, Mum's voice rose. We're family. Family doesn't commit fraud, Mum. Click. The fake lawyer's email appeared, followed by their panicked responses. Oh my God, Dad's business partner muttered. You ungrateful little... Sienna stood up, but Seth grabbed her arm. Don't, he said quietly. Just don't. Click. Final slide. The definition of financial fraud and its legal consequences. I've sent copies of everything to everyone here, I said calmly, be it every screenshot, every recording, every lie. You're ruining everything, Sienna screamed. Mom, do something. But Mom just stood there face white as guests began pushing back their chairs. I think we should go, Aunt Linda said, gathering her purse. Linda, please. Mum reached for her. We can explain. Save it for your lawyer, Uncle Rob growled, leading his wife out. One by one, they left. Zoe paused at the door. I always wondered, she said softly, why Nora never seemed good enough for you. Now I know, she was too good for this family. Seth was next, not even looking at Sienna as he walked out. You've destroyed us, Mum whispered. No, I unplugged my projector. You did that when you decided my future was worth sacrificing for Sienna's Instagram aesthetic. I'll pay you back, Sienna said quickly. I'll sell the apartment. Too late. The mortgage is in your name now. Good luck with those payments on influencer income. I packed up my equipment while they stood there, shell-shocked. Oh, I turned at the door. One more thing. That painting you're selling online? The police report for stolen property has already been filed. Nora, please. Dad tried one last time. We're family. No, I said. We're done. I walked out into the cool evening air, leaving behind the sounds of Sienna's sobs and Mum's protests. My phone buzzed. Isabel. Well? It's done, I texted back. How do you feel? I took a deep breath, feeling lighter than I had in years. Free. The call started at 6 a.m. the next morning. First Mum, then Dad, then Sienna. I let them all go to voicemail. Honey, please, we can fix this. Princess, let's talk about this rationally. You've ruined my life. My followers are unfollowing me. I blocked their numbers and opened my email. Dozens of messages from family members and dinner guests. I had no idea. We're so sorry. This explains so much. My phone buzzed. Seth, Can we meet for coffee? His text read. There's something you should know. An hour later, we sat in a quiet corner of Starbucks. Sienna's been lying about everything, he said, sliding his phone across the table. Not just the money. Her whole influencer career is fake. She buys followers, stages partnerships. I scrolled through his screenshots. Fake engagement metrics, bought comments, staged photos in borrowed luxury locations. The apartment was supposed to be her big break, he continued, a real luxury backdrop for content. She convinced your parents it would make her millions. And they believed her? Your mum did. She's always believed Sienna's fantasies. My phone buzzed. A text from Dad's business partner. Board meeting this morning. Your father's been suspended pending investigation of financial irregularities. I'm sorry. Then, Aunt Linda, your mother's been asked to resign from the HOA board. The community bylaws have strict ethics requirements. I took a screenshot of each message, more out of habit than necessity now. Sienna's losing brand deals, Seth said. The few real ones she had. No company wants to be associated with fraud. My phone kept buzzing. News was spreading. Did you hear about the Newmans? Can't believe they stole from their own daughter. Always knew something was off about that family. I opened Instagram. Sienna's latest post had hundreds of comments. Fraud. Fake influencer. Built on stolen money. She turned off commenting within minutes, but screenshots were already circulating. Your mum called my mum crying, Seth said. They're worried about legal consequences. They should be. My phone buzzed again. An email from a woman named Margaret. You don't know me, but I'm your mother's cousin. 20 years ago, she did something similar to me. Convinced my parents to write me out of their will in favour of her. Said I was irresponsible with money. I lost my inheritance. I should have exposed her then. I forwarded the email to my lawyer. What happens now? Seth asked. Now? They face consequences. Real ones. Not Instagram drama, but actual legal and financial fallout. My phone lit up with a news alert. Dad's company had issued a press release about his suspension. Their stock dropped 3% on the news. Then a text from Zoe. Sienna's apartment complex saw the fraud allegations. They're reviewing her lease. I felt a strange hollowness. Not regret. They deserved this. But something else. The weight of decades of manipulation finally crumbling. You did the right thing, Seth said, reading my expression. They needed to be stopped. My phone buzzed one last time. A voicemail from Mum. How could you do this to us? To your sister? We gave you everything. We raised you. You owe us. I deleted it mid-sentence. They still don't get it, I told Seth. They never will. Opening my banking app, I looked at my account balance. 1,243.19. Almost everything gone. But somehow, I felt richer than ever. You know what's weird? I said. For years, I thought if I just worked harder, saved more, achieved more, they'd finally see me. Really see me. And now I realize they never could. Because they never looked. My phone buzzed with an email from my lawyer. Multiple parties have come forward with similar allegations against your parents. This may be bigger than we thought. Meeting tomorrow? I replied yes, then opened Instagram one last time. Sienna had posted a tearful video. My side of the story coming soon. Don't believe the haters, just truth will prevail. 0 likes, 0 comments, 0 engagement. The empire of lies was crumbling. I should go, Seth said, standing, but Nora, you're the strongest person I know. After he left, I sat there watching my notifications roll in, each one a small earthquake in my family's carefully constructed facade. Mum, please call us. We're your parents. Dad, the board wants statements. What do I tell them? Sienna, my life is over and it's your fault. I turned off my phone. For the first time in my life, their problems weren't my problems. Their emergencies weren't my emergencies. Their lies weren't my burden. I ordered another coffee and opened my laptop. Time to start rebuilding my savings. This time for me alone. Welcome, everyone, to tonight's financial literacy workshop. I adjusted the microphone, looking out at the packed community centre room. I'm Nora, and today we're discussing financial abuse within families. My presentation slide showed a simple question. When does helping family become theft? In the front row, Isabel gave me an encouraging nod. Next to her sat Margaret, my mother's cousin who'd reached out. We'd become close, healing similar wounds. Family. Financial abuse often starts small, I continued. A borrowed 20 never returned. A guilt trip about savings, a forged signature. My phone buzzed. Another email from Mum, automatically filtered to a folder I rarely checked. The subject line, please respond. Sienna needs help. I ignored it and continued my presentation. The hardest part isn't the money. It's recognizing that people who claim to love you are deliberately harming you. A young woman raised her hand. How did you know when to say no? When I realized love doesn't come with invoices, I said, real love builds you up. It doesn't drain your accounts. My phone buzzed again. A news alert. Local influencer faces legal charges in family fraud case. I'd given my statement to the prosecutors last week. Dad had already taken a plea deal. Mum was still claiming innocence. After the workshop, Margaret approached me. Your story helped me find my voice, she said. I'm finally telling people what happened with my inheritance. How does it feel? Like putting down a weight I've carried for 20 years. My phone lit up. A text from Seth. Thought you should know. Sienna's apartment complex evicted her. She's moving back in with your parents. I put my phone away and helped stack chairs. A small envelope fell from one of the attendees' seats. Inside was a check for $100 and a note. For your house fund, from someone who wishes they'd been as brave as you. I added it to my new savings account. Balance, 12,467.82 was small, but growing. Honest money. Isabel helped me pack up my presentation materials. Ready for house hunting this weekend? She asked Miggy. Actually, I pulled out my tablet showing her a listing. I found something perfect. It was a modest condo, nothing like Sienna's luxury apartment, but it was mine. Or would be, once I saved enough. Your parents' country club membership got revoked, Isabel mentioned casually. Mum must be devastated. Her social status was everything. Unlike her daughter's futures. My phone buzzed, a message from Zoe. Family reunion next month. You're still invited. They're not coming. For the first time, I felt no pull to make excuses for them. No urge to smooth things over. Walking to my car, I passed a familiar luxury furniture store. Through the window, I saw my painting, the one Sienna had tried to sell. The police had recovered it. I donated it to a charity auction. Let it help someone else start fresh. At home, I opened my laptop to check my budget spreadsheet. A news article popped up. Social media influencer scandal leads to industry crackdown on fraudulent partnerships. Sienna's fall had sparked investigations into influencer marketing practices. Her fake empire had toppled others like it. My phone buzzed one last time. A text from Dad. Your mother's not well. The stress. Please, Princess, we're still family. I opened my receipts folder, now archived and backed up. Evidence of their choices, their actions, their consequences. Then, I opened a new document and typed, Dear Dad, family isn't a blank check. It's not a get-out-of-jail-free card. It's not an excuse for theft. Family is earned. Trust is earned. You had both. You chose to break them. Don't call me princess. Nora. I hit send and blocked his number. Opening my banking app, I set up another automatic transfer to savings. Small steps, honest ones. My doorbell rang. A delivery. The new welcome mat I'd ordered. Build your own home first. As I placed it outside my apartment door, I heard my mother's voice in my head. Family supports family. She was right, just not in the way she meant. I supported myself by saying no. I supported truth by speaking up. I supported justice by standing firm. My phone lit up one final time. An email from the community centre. Due to overwhelming response, would you consider making the financial literacy workshop a monthly event? I smiled and replied, yes, sometimes the best revenge isn't destruction. It's reconstruction, building something new, something true, something yours. I deleted the family group chat and made dinner in my quiet apartment. Tomorrow would bring new opportunities, new growth, new peace. And this time, I wouldn't have to share it with anyone who hadn't earned it.